Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the lands on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. It's still a bit red. I give them a bit of a rub in the morning when I first wake up. Well, I should not do that. I need to actually hold myself back. Okay, what I want to have a look at in this particular reading, a lot of news coming out. Apparently Rubio, I'm sure he's under instruction because he would never thought to himself, is threatening the Brazilian lawyers that are prosecuting Bolsonaro, that he's going to strip them of their US visas. Oh, petty, petty, petty. And not half telling you guilty about something either. One does not do that sort of thing unless one is guilty. Basically what the US regime is trying to do is put pressure on Brazil and these lawyers because they don't want a precedent being set because their regime is guilty of all exactly the same sort of stuff. Okay, what else is happening? Oh, Mercury retrograde. Yay! Yesterday. So did a big 40-minute deep dive video. Goodness knows where it went. It was recording. I stopped the recording, went to load it. It was gone. Who knows? It's not in the recycle bin on the computer. It's not anywhere. So I sort of did a little bit of a revamp of it, my last video. But I'm sure it went down a completely different path than what I was first intending, which is what happens when videos go missing. But goodness me, that wasn't the only thing. Had to go and pick my father-in-law up, take him to some medical appointments, and of course on the way to his place I had to go up the motorway, and there was a B-double accident on the way up ahead. Took me about 2 hours to get through a section that would usually take me about 5 minutes. Oh man. And then throw in on top my mum's chemo. Needles didn't turn up because they were supposed to arrive yesterday for the at-home treatment. Apparently they'd been forgotten to be ordered. So we are full Mercury retrograde. And in that vein, the purchase of this other block of land, we're at a stalemate. The vendors are asking way over price. We've offered what we believe is a reasonable price to purchase it. They won't accept. We're not going to go up because we're not going to overpay, but we are the only offer on the table. So at the moment we're at a stalemate, which I'm not actually unhappy about because given Mercury retrograde, terrible time to sign any contracts or agreements. So if it gets delayed 3 or 4 weeks, I am happy. Anyhow, there's just lots of other news. Don't get distracted by anything that the felon, the orange twerp, puts out. He's ranting now that he wants the Washington football team he's going to withhold the stadium funding if they don't change their name back to the Redskins. Oh, there's a good reason why it got changed. The Martin Luther King files have been released. When are the Epstein ones getting released? It's all distraction stuff. But what I want to have a look at the moment is possibly something that went under the radar. One of my beautiful viewers made me aware of this. Oh, I also want to point out, if you haven't checked her out, I know not to everybody's taste because sometimes she can be a bit all over the place, but Rosie's Insights, the YouTube channel, fabulous YouTube channel for gleaning information that is not necessarily in the public view. So I'm trying, there's so much that's coming out at the moment. I'm trying not to double up on what other readers are reading on. So she had quite a bit that came out today worth a look about connections between Epstein and Thiel and the orange twerp and all the rest of it. But what I did want to point out is, again, one of my beautiful viewers let me know, Artem, the Russian dude, don't ask me to pronounce his surname, the one that had the Operation Ballerina is now in process, and the one that has been basically instructing the orange twerp and Epstein, Fleon. Epstein's instructing Epstein. Oh, that'd be interesting. Instructing the orange twerp on what the Russian overlords want, or putting it out there what the Russian overlords want, what that the Orange Twerp is doing, so basically blabbing everything. His X account has been suspended. So Fleon has suspended. Now I believe Artem is in Saudi Arabia. So Fleon's not wanting that information to get out either. And if you're wondering who Fleon is, he's Space Boy, soon to be ex-CEO of Tesla, who is the biggest parasite on the back of the US taxpayer there ever was. The flea on the back of the rat, which is on the in the taxpayer's business. So his account's been suspended. Really interesting. I'm not going to have a look at that just yet. I'll just let that stew for a day or two and see whether I need to. But what I wanted to look at was a few crypto bills that passed that people might not be aware. So, well, we've got a false victory here as I split the deck, and we've got the abuse of power, the betrayal, the stealing, the win at any cost, and it could be self-sabotage. I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot. Goodness me, that poor box is looking awfully beat up. So what happened? 3 crypto bills went through Congress, or are going through Congress. The first one was a bill called the Genesis Act, and it's passed both houses of Congress and has been signed into law by the Orange Twerp. And basically what it does is that it cements cryptocurrency as a legitimate currency with protections, apparently to be regulated and become stable coin, which means it needs to be backed by actual physical assets. So there is a particular crypto coin out there that every dollar of crypto coin is backed by a US dollar that is issued. So that went through. Doesn't sound, call it the Genius Act, really? Why? Like, oh gosh, who comes up with these things? Anyhow, so I don't disagree with that one. So it's cementing crypto as a legitimate currency for transactions. Well, we knew it was happening, and I do see that the world will go off the US dollar at some stage, and there will be like a international digital currency, one currency. However, the time's not now. It's the regulations and basis, etc., are not there yet. They're coming, but they're not yet there yet. So it's almost like what's happening is with these bills, these acts, they're trying to get out in front of the field, and I want to see how it's going to turn out for them. Okay, the next act that went through was the Clarity Act. It has passed the House, hasn't passed the Senate as of yet. I mean, these passed quite big, these 2 acts. You know, there was quite a number of Democrats that crossed the aisle to vote for them as well. The Clarity Act takes away the, can't read my own writing. Oh, the policy power from the Securities and Exchange Commission and hands it to a Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So the Securities and Exchange Commission are basically the Wall Street watchdog, the watchdog that is over how businesses operate, and the trading of currency, etc. It's taken away the policy power from the Securities Exchange Commission, handed to the Commodities Future Trading Commission. So basically the oversight of digital trading. That's passed the House, hasn't passed the Senate yet. Now the next act is the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act. Another one. This one squeaked through. There's something about this that's potentially not right. It basically went down party lines. And basically what the Anti-CBDC Act, CBDC is central banking digital currency. And what it does is it prevents the Federal Reserve from issuing the digital currency without Congress approval. So don't quite know why that's relevant as well, but it basically means that to issue a new currency, digital currency, it requires Congress approval. Takes it away from the Federal Reserve. If I've got that right, correct me if I'm wrong. They're just my notes. I don't pretend to understand. I did my taxes the other day and that was enough. I sent it all to the accountant and said, let me know what I'm missing and what else I need to include. So I just want to see with these acts. I mean, you've got the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the Anti-Surveillance Act. Sounds like somebody is trying to subvert the system. Yeah. Manifest, manipulate. Anybody? So let's have a look. Is this a good or a not good thing, this digital currency? I mean, in all honesty, it does really need tightening up. Now, these acts do not include meme coins, so they're not considered digital currency. Meme coins, and there was another one along the same lines. Basically like the Orange Twerp and his, the sidekick misses and the sons pump and dump meme coins that basically they sell for billions and are worthless. There's something that wasn't revealed going on behind the scenes here. You've got the star. Something about the star. Now, the Orange Twerp's taken great delight in this guy, rubbing his hands together, probably giving himself some bruises, and exclaiming that the US is going to be leading the way in regards to crypto. So perhaps that's what this star is, but then I've got the nightmare situation, as very possibly the detail is revealed with the Queen of Cups, turning into a legal nightmare, potentially legal nightmare, as there is more revealed than what was actually let out to the public and to the media. So where do I go with this? I'm feeling legal minefield about something. I'm not quite sure what it is. So are these acts a good or not good thing? I mean, just even the fact that the Orange Twerp's rubbing his hands together makes me feel that they're not good. Okay, they want me to ask, if you hear my guides, let me know. They want me to ask, how do I word this? Are they jumping the gun? Are they jumping the gun? Is the US Congress jumping the gun in putting these through? Oh, I didn't say it, entertainment only, not giving financial advice at all. I don't do any crypto. I don't really understand how it works terribly. I understand the concept, but is the Congress jumping the gun? And how's it going to turn out? Are they jumping the gun to get ahead of the pack in regards to crypto? On down. Right, well, there's that star again. You've got the two jugs of water being put out, one emotional and physical. The star rising, I mean, it can mean narcissism, etc. But I'm drawn to the little bird at the back here. The little bird at the back trying to screech out a warning is what I'm getting. So for me, this is a big yes. It's not the biggest yes in the deck. That's the sun card, but it's pretty close, being the star, considering the sun is a star. But I'm feeling that the warnings are not being heard. So yes, they are trying to get ahead of the pack. Yes, they're trying to be the world leaders and the stars in this. But I'm getting that the warnings are not being heard. The challenge is they think it's all hunky-dory, Congress, or those that voted for it, cups all lined up in a row. They can perceive themselves getting fat and lazy off it for whatever reason. Yeah, they think it's all, as I said, they think it's all hunky-dory and lined up. But let's see where it goes. This is one of my money laundering cards. It is about money changing hands and keeping the wealth up top with the top 0.5% or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty much okay. It's almost like there's going to be, okay, thank you. How do I put this? It's like there's going to be two lanes of currency. The uber wealthy with their crypto and the everyday with their coin. So it's going to be like I was going to say a two-lane highway, a two-lane highway going in one direction, but it doesn't. It feels like one lane's going that way and the other lane's coming back this way. So while one's going forward, one's going backwards. So basically a two-lane monetary system. In the past, we've got the Page of Swords. Naive waving of this strategy around, what naive waving of bringing this forward. Crowning the reading, the Strength card, thinking that they can tame the beast. The immediate future, there is going to be some surprises that come out of this. I wonder who wrote these policies. You can bet it wasn't Congress people. I think there's going to be some surprises that are going to catch them, the Congress emotionally. It's a bit like passing that bastard budget bill, and then Hawley going, oh, rant about the fact that his state are going to lose some of their Medicare benefits. You voted for it, you goose. Like, oh, anyhow. So, they're going to vote for it. They're all going to be all smug. Look what I did, thinking that everything's all lined up and hunky-dory and they're going to get fat off it. But there's something that is going to be revealed in the near future that they didn't notice or they weren't aware of. I'm not talking about all of them. I'm talking about some of them. So where does this go? We've then got the King of Cups. So we've got the Queen of Cups, and then externally we've got the King of Cups. This is we the people, but it could be somebody else. It could be a Congress person. Now I know I had this in my last reading as Dick Durbin, who is on the Judicial Committee, potentially, or Senator Whitehouse or somebody, but externally. Made aware of the information, bringing the information out, internal doing, external action being taken. A lot of negative information is going to come out. I think this is going to be like the bastard budget bill that the Orange Twerp likes to call something else. There is wording in this that I think they were naive. There were certain elements that were naive about, and when it comes out, they're not going to be happy. Let's see where it goes. The Ten of Swords. Oh dear. Taken down and stabbed in the back. We know, and I've read it, gosh, for 12 months or more now, that the intention of these oligarchs that are behind the scenes using the Orange Twerp as their puppet are wanting to take the US off the US dollar, destroy the currency to take it off the dollar and put it on crypto. Well, this might have been the last sword. Yeah, this is dark, about transferring dark money. Emotionally walking away. Who's walking away? It's like they're almost just about to walk off a cliff there. Emotion. Who's walking away? And big stick. Could be new legislation that comes through or something, but this big stick, what's this big stick? You've got the stability of the dollar. Maybe it's and the stealing the stability of the dollar. Yeah, okay. So there's going to be some Congress people who go, oh, whoops, wasn't me. I didn't understand. I don't care whether you effing understand or not. You are paid to do this job. Paid very handsomely to do this job. I think there's going to be some that go, when they realise what this actually pertains to, are going to go, oh, whoops. But this was a huge plan about stealing the stability of the dollar that is going to be revealed. Gosh, I hope those that vote for this sort of thing don't get away with it. I hope their oh whoops doesn't stand. Something about stealing, secrets being revealed, and their actions having consequences. There may be some legal action that's taken because it's an unfair policy, favours the uber wealthy, doesn't take care of the everyday people, and it's shining a big light on those that are involved. And it's like, well, where do we go to from now? Look at these major arcana ending this reading. And it is about the protection of the dollar, and the ending. Is this sort of the last unraveling of the wannabe king or the wannabe kings? Is that what this is? This might even be the taking down of the orange twerp because his usefulness is done. The false victory, the partnerships that got him there, the nightmares, the throwing under the bus, the moving on. We then have the government, we have this military coming in. I really... What is involved in these bills is not necessarily what certain Congress people think was involved in these bills. They think, oh, it's all lined up. It's all, yeah, I'm going to get rich off this. It's all wonderful. But there's going to be something that comes out, or more than one something, that reveals to them the truth of the matter, and there's going to be some big regret, methinks, because this is very much about destroying the US currency and taking the US Reserve off, noting that that third one prevents the Federal Reserve from actually issuing the digital currency or stopping the digital currency from being issued. It is taking away the powers of the Federal Reserve in regards to this crypto. Oh boy. And the stability of the dollar is hanging in the balance as it's under this manipulation. So what was that? Working together across the aisle. I mean, there were a lot of Democrats that crossed the aisle to vote for this stuff, except for that last one that is taking away the powers of the Federal Reserve, which is an independent, and putting it in the hands of the partisan Congress. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Where does this go from now? Where does this go to from here? Now, I'm not arguing against crypto. I've said it at the beginning of this video, and I'll say it again. I do believe that a digital currency, a worldwide digital currency, is the future, but not yet. Not there yet. There's too much greed and control that's going on. So where to from here? Well, again, there's going to be some that go, oh, whoops, I didn't think so. I didn't think that was what it meant. Goodness me. Challenged by the naivety, accepting the gift. I mean, crypto apparently put 100 million into Congress pockets last year. They took the gift in naivety. Where to from here? Right. The energy that they're stewing in, well, is this a strategy, like taking action on a strategy, or is there going to be some legal action that stops it? It's all about money laundering, money changing hands without accountability, without money trails. And then we've got the Queen of Swords, we've got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords there. Why have we got the two? Let's see where it goes. We've got the Queen of Wands. It's the lawmakers, the representatives. Taking a second look at this. Externally, we've got the Magician trying to manifest this for manipulation. Internally, volatile message coming forward about what is actually entailed, volatile messaging, and being stopped. Hopes and fears, the stability of the dollar is being kept. This could also be the ability to move this crypto on. This crypto plan will legally be hindered because it's just too, the legislation and the planning and stuff is just too chaotic at this time. Holding on to what was, and then we've got the Sun card, and we've full illumination, and the legal system, and the Empress, and the voter. We've then got the World, or end of a cycle. Maybe that the orange twerp is removed before he gets a chance to sign it in, but we've got here the stinky fish, the stinky message, the message that certain people don't want to hear. You've then got the Fool card, the la 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 walking off the cliff. We've then got Judgment. We've then got the Nightmare. We've got the Loss. We've got the Out. We've got the Karma coming and biting them on the bum. Okay, well, that leads me to my next question. First of all, I think there's going to be some regret amongst Congress people for voting for this. It's like, oh, duh. Are events going to overtake the regime before they can get this all the way through? Remembering that those last two acts, the Clarity Act and the Anti-Surveillance Act, haven't passed the Senate. So they need to pass the Senate, and then they need to be signed by the illegitimate president. But are events going to overtake the regime before they get these last two acts either of these last two acts together? Are events going to overtake the regime? Well, you've got the false victory, volatile information coming forward about vote flipping, walking away, delusion. I mean, this is also an eclipse card, but you've got here poor choices and then a harsh truth coming forward. I think it might be yes. Restriction. Look at these same cards coming up. Restriction. The unexpected message or the unpleasant message about the stability of the dollar, not liking what's on offer, treason, and the military coming in. I posted again in my post section for the third time those legislations, the paper trail of the legislations in regards to the military. I'm just going to put it this way. We are in uncharted times, the same as every other crisis era. The 1780s with the Revolutionary War. Uncharted. What was going to happen when it was all over? Went in. What was going to happen when you came out? No idea when you went in. It then the US had to be rebuilt. The Civil War. Uncharted territory when the Civil War started about how it was going to end and what was going to come out of it. And yes, got through and spent decades afterwards rebuilding. Same with World War II and the Civil Rights Movement and all that happened around that time. The US as a empire is going through a crisis moment. And how it will play out and what will happen afterwards is uncharted territory. Just because there's supposed legislation in place or something that has gone before does not mean that that's actually what's going to happen going forward and coming out the other side. So just be aware of this crypto. I might just grab the yes/no cards and have a look to see whether or not the last couple will one or both of these, the Clarity Act or the Anti-Surveillance Act, not be signed into law? Will something put the brakes on this progress? The reason they broke it into three was because it would be obvious what they're trying to do if it was one, is what I'm being told. Will any of them not be passed into law? Will any of them? No. Okay. Am I asking a double negative? No. Okay, let me ask a different way. Will any of them be stopped from reaching their completion? Yes. Might be that surveillance one. Will it be the Anti-Surveillance Act? Will not make it all the way through? Yes. 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 Yes, yes, yes. So I think it's that last one that takes the whether it's challenged in the courts, there's something about that last one, the Anti-Surveillance Act, that will be stopped from going all the way through. If it does get signed off, it'll end up in the courts or something along those lines. There's something about that one that is about taking away the power from the Federal Reserve that is not going to get through. What a interesting times. I'm hoping my next lifetime is a really boring one. Okay, catch you later. Keep an eye. Love to you. Bye-bye.